We're just a few months away from the iPhone 18 Pro already. Crazy to think about. And every year around the same time, the same question comes up. Is it worth waiting for the new model, or should you just buy the current model right now, which would be the iPhone 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max? But this year, there's a little bit of a twist to it. Because not only is the iPhone 18 Pro expected to be better, but it's rumored to be more expensive, potentially a lot more expensive. So today, I want to weigh in on everything that we're hearing about the latest iPhone 18 Pro and put it up against the current models that you can buy today and help you figure out which side of the decision that you might fall on. But before we talk about new features, we have to talk about the price because it kind of changes everything that you might be looking at depending on which way you're leaning. Right now, the iPhone 17 Pro starts at $1099. The 17 Pro Max starts at $1199. Those are no numbers because obviously you can just go ahead and buy one right now. The 18 Pro, well, we've had a lot of price hikes recently with Apple's products basically across the board except for the iPhone. Multiple reports suggest that this year's model will be going up though. The analytics firm IDC estimates both models can end up being $200 more expensive, which would put starting prices at around $1299 and $1399 respectively. And the reason isn't because Apple's trying to be super greedy. It's because of memory. Tim Cook has said that inflation pressure on memory and storage has made current pricing hard to sustain across all Apple products. To put a number on it, the 12 gigs of RAM in a current 17 Pro costs Apple around $39 to $40. That same memory in an iPhone 18 Pro could cost them roughly $145, and that cost, of course, gets passed on down to you. So keep that in mind throughout this entire video. Every feature we're about to talk about, put an extra couple $100 on it because that's really the bar of what we're expecting. Now, before we continue on with the rest of today's video, I do want to give you more information about this video's sponsor, Setapp. As someone who spends all day working on a Mac, I'm looking for apps that can save me time and improve my workflow. And that's exactly why I've been using Setapp for years. It's a marketplace for Mac and iPhone users that makes it really easy to discover high-quality apps without spending hours searching around the web. So a few apps that I've been using kind of all the time are Bartender, which helps keeps my menu bar organized, Downy for downloading online videos when I need offline access, which really helps for my YouTube job here, and Clean My Mac for clearing out junk files and keeping my Mac running smoothly. Instead of hunting for recommendations one by one, I can find everything in one place and start using them almost immediately. What's really cool is that Setapp now gives you options. If there's a specific app you want, you can subscribe to that one app individually. Or if you're someone like me who likes trying out a lot of different apps, you could get a Setapp membership and access hundreds of apps with a single subscription. And even if you see an iPhone app you want, Setapp even makes it easy to install directly from your iPhone using a QR code. So if you'd like to check it out for yourself, use the link below to get an extended 30-day free trial of Setapp and see which apps can improve your workflow. Thanks Setapp for sponsoring this video. The design is rumored to stay basically the same displays, same camera plateau with maybe a cleaner one-piece finish on the back. So if you don't like that two-tone look that we got, it might be cleaned up a little bit to be a more one-piece finish. The display moves to more efficient LTPO plus panel tech, which helps battery but is mostly invisible day to day. There's a new C2 modem, though some recent reports suggest that that could not actually be in the US, and Qualcomm could be coming back to the iPhone with millimeter wave 5G also coming back in the US. The camera control button is getting simplified, mostly to save Apple money on repairs, and there are some new colors, a deep red or dark cherry, light blue, dark gray, and silver, with reportedly no black this year again, but the dark gray is going to kind of take that place. Now, the stuff that's actually worth talking about. Battery life is a real one. A leaker claims that the iPhone 18 Pro Max will jump all the way up to 5,100 to 5,200 milliamp hour battery, up from the 5,088 in the 17 Pro Max, which is already Apple's biggest battery ever shipped. The trade-off is weight. It could hit around 243 grams, which would be the heaviest iPhone ever. Then there's the smaller dynamic island. Some reports say Apple wants to shrink it by roughly 35%. Others say they're moving Face ID under the display for a tiny mini version, and some sources think that the tech isn't ready this year, so kind of hard to see, but it looks like we're going to get a smaller dynamic island. There's also the new A20 chip on TSMC's 2nm process, roughly 15% faster and 30% more efficient than the A19, with RAM packaged right onto the chip to help Apple Intelligence, of course. And here's my honest take. The 17 Pro is already blistering fast. You will not probably feel the 15% chip bump doing normal iPhone things. So we really have to stop with the chip, to be honest with you. But the cameras are also where it gets a little more interesting. Samsung is reportedly making a new 3-layer stack sensor for the iPhone 18, which means, well, the iPhone 18 Pro, which means better responsiveness, less noise, and more dynamic range. And Sony has been Apple's only sensor supplier for years, so that's a pretty big shift there. But this is my favorite thing, or my favorite camera feature. For the first time, the main 48 megapixel camera could offer a variable aperture, meaning the lens physically opens and closes, DSLR style. Every recent iPhone Pro model has been locked at a fixed f1.78. Variable aperture gives you real manual control over depth of field. Sharper subjects, smoother background blur, the whole ordeal. Ming Chi Kuo has backed this and also says it costs Apple about 50% more than the current camera unit, which is probably also another reason why the price will go up. For photographers, however, this might be a real reason to wait. There's also the potential for 5G satellite internet basically happening, so data over the satellite, not just what we have now, which is emergency calls and texting. Could be a cool feature, but also could be something that's heavily locked down. It just kind of depends on what's going to happen there. And finally, it will ship with iOS 27, which is going to include the biggest Siri overhaul ever. So it's going to be fast and well optimized for Siri AI. But the 17 Pro is what I'm running Siri AI on right now, and it works totally fine. So don't let that sway you, obviously. So to break it down, honestly, it feels like you should definitely just get a phone now if you need one, because I'm not sure that there's a lot here that really screams I need to upgrade to the 18 and I should hold off and wait. However, if you don't care about the extra price increase, if you're somebody that subsidizes the phones, honestly, it's probably going to be a handful of dollars more. If you're buying outright, then that's where you're really going to get hit all at once. But if you're paying over time, it's going to be an extra $5 or so a month. You're still going to end up paying it, but it kind of just looks a little different at the end of the day. So yeah, I can't tell you that you need to wait for the iPhone 18 because it's so much better and drastically different than what we currently have now. And you can get something cheaper now that's going to run all of the important features that you need, especially Siri AI and all of the new Apple Intelligence features, because they are really, really good. And if you want to see more videos on that, I've done a ton. You can click the card. So if you need a new phone and you have something, older than an iPhone 15 Pro, especially if you're in the 13 or 12, just get the 17 Pro right now. I think you'll be very, very happy. But if you want the latest and greatest and you don't really care about spending a little extra for it, it's going to feel like a big difference no matter which phone you get. Personally, definitely do not be the guy who has a 17 Pro and upgrades to an 18 Pro. It is not worth it for you unless you just get yearly upgrades from your job like what I'm going to be doing. But yeah, I think you're going to be happy no matter what with the 17 Pro. So just get it now, save yourself some extra cash. But let me know in the comments down below what you think. Are you holding out for the iPhone 18 Pro? Maybe you want that new dark cherry color or the light blue or the dark gray or silver, which is the same as what we have now. Let me know in those comments down below. This has been Dan with MacRumors. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you around in the next video.